Okay. So go ahead and say hi if you're here. Let me know if you've ever thought about doing something like this. Some people are going to stay a little undercover with this topic, and God forbid you do something outside of what you're currently doing, or God forbid we do something different than the mold. I don't think we can survive doing things like everyone else. I think we're sitting on ideas. I think we need to, differentiate ourselves. So whether it is that you use what I'm teaching you today to simply sell into your MLM in a different way, or it is to create another layer of business, you don't need a million ideas. Okay. So you've been sitting on something, you already know something, or you use your products in a different way. You're getting results differently than people. But the problem with a lot of people is a lot of people simply get stuck in the idea overwhelm. They are like, oh, I could do this, and I could do this, and I could do this, and I could do this. Is that you? Some people simply can't come up with an idea. Okay, so go ahead and tag some friends, forward this on if you guys think this will be beneficial. This is going to teach you how to sell more of your MLM or to create a new income stream in addition to it, or if you are doing that on its own. The other thing people get stuck in is perfection paralysis. Oh my God, it's not perfect. Hi, Jean. And I'm so glad because you're already in VIP Club. We're actually doing Signature Offer Club. I'll be talking about that at the end of this video, included now in VIP. Perfection paralysis looks like this. But it's not, it could, but what if I did, but is the color right? But it's not packed. Okay, listen. Until we put something out there, we really don't know what's not working. And if we are thinking it has to be perfect, on what basis? On what we think it should be, but we're delivering this thing into someone else's hands. So we need to understand the problem of the person's hands that are going to receive this, how we can help them. And if what we think doesn't translate to them and get them transformation and results, we don't win anyway. And so often we do a testing phase of our lead magnet or our low ticket offer or our signature offer. And we do some research, and there's a whole process, and we can help you through that. Now, the other big thing that happens is tech fear. And this is a huge one, okay? When you step out into the world of lead magnets that you've created, signature offers that are your own, you've got some moving parts that don't exist when you share other people's curated offers. Okay. So if you're just sharing something I've already created, or I'm sharing something that I'm an affiliate for, like with Michelle's class, it doesn't carry all the tech fear because all I'm doing is sharing a link. But when I'm creating my own thing and then I need a page to like either sell it on or an email list to deliver it through, that tech fear is very real. And there's two ways to attack it: either learn it or delegate it, typically, right? Hire someone to do it, or learn how to do it yourself. And I've done a mix of both. Now, starting with what I'm showing you guys in this video today, we actually have a solution if you don't want to do it yourself and you don't technically want to hire it out. Under our preferred partnership, we will do it for you if you don't want one of those other options. You'll see more about that, and that's the avenue Tammy went. So we've cracked a framework that's going to get you guys from idea to income quickly, simply, and effectively. And you guys, we did it for the first time. I'd say the first time officially with Tammy Jordan. Now, I've done this a lot with my Impact Maker students who and that's our highest level coaching program. It ended up being a 5-figure program. We worked with people for a whole year. Before now, this was the only way that we would do this type of partnership. So I'm going to show you what Tammy did. But prior to that, I partnered with some of my impact makers who either had a level of expertise, education, skill set that they could bring to my audience. We would partner together to create classes or courses, and I would do the tech for them. I would, put my audience into those classes. They could then turn and sell that on their own as well. Well, now what we're doing inside of VIP Club, we're going to teach you how to do what we did with Tammy on your own in what we're calling Signature Offer Club. If you want to do it by yourself, you'll do it by yourself. If you want to do what Tammy did, I'm going to show you what happened. We took her area of expertise, which is she runs vendor events. Who's in her vendor events? Okay. She runs vendor events. And what we did for her was, I know her really well. She's in a lot of my classes and programs. And I went to her and I said, listen, we've been talking probably for, I don't know, 6 months, a year about something that we could do with this audience. I'm like, what's the biggest struggle that these vendors have in getting results? Because I started thinking, when I first walked into digital product or course space, it was only because I was getting wins in the virtual party world when other people weren't. And I'm like, what's the difference? We have access to the same information, the same products. There was no clarity around the process. So I put together checklists. I put together a step-by-step framework. I put together systems and templates. And we delivered that class to over 3,000 women entrepreneurs, a couple men. So I was like, hey, in your vendor events, where's the struggle? And so this is part of the process we'll go through. We can do it together in VIP Club under the new SOC. But we talked about the struggle. We talked about some potential solutions, and we decided to create a profit tracker, examples and frameworks of posts that can actually get results based on my frameworks and the experience of Tammy's, and some follow-up strategies. And Tammy had to go through this whole process with me. She can testify. It was a bunch of back and forth on conversations. It was a form that she filled out. Once it was kind of ready, we went over to Diane and we said, hey, Diane, can you make it beautiful? So in this partnership, this is how we did it together. With this partnership, we actually decided to run the sales portion of it through my school. So Tammy has chosen, which you don't have to, you can just learn how to do it and sell it however you want. But at least for now, Tammy owns this product. It's hers. She can sell it however she wants to sell it. But she can choose to only sell it in this fashion if she wants to, or do this for a while. We put it into our school, which means I made the sales pages. I did all the setup, all the email delivery. I accept all the money, and then I pay her. So this alleviates a lot of the stall out for people. So preferred partnership, we'll talk more about later, but isn't this beautiful? And she has made, as of this morning, it was 21 sales this morning in less than 24 hours. And I don't know what time we launched it at. I don't remember what time we launched it at yesterday. But I'm going to say within the first 20 hours, she made 21 sales. Okay. She followed the framework. She partnered with us and it worked. She owns 100% of her product and she's still in control. You could go that route if you really, really, really feel overwhelmed with the whole process. Now, let's go again. If you're thinking about making a simple lead magnet, not a big product pack, maybe just a checklist, guys, for your healthy living customers, or for people like, I'm in a weight loss and health journey right now, and I'm just trying to track water. I'm trying to track protein. Maybe your lead magnet could even be something as simple as a protein tracker or a recipe book with top tips for getting the cleanest proteins in. Don't overthink this. We're going to go more into examples as we go. Deb said she wants to hear more. Okay. Perfection, again, trying to make it perfect before you launch is one of the biggest mistakes. Hear me clearly. Okay. I have sold on my, of my stuff, close to $1 million online since 2020. Okay. I have sold in network marketing over 750,000. Okay. None of the, and I did that from 2019 until beginning of 2024. I stepped back into network marketing. I'm doing it for fun. I love it. I'm not going balls to the wall like I used to. But I did step back in at the end of 24, sharing some products I love. Okay. Now, none of these businesses at all, not my online businesses with network marketing, not my in-person businesses with network marketing, not my home care agency, not my Camp Callahan summer camp, not the scrunchies I made in college and sold, not the fake fingernails I glued on people's fingers and charged them money in the dorm rooms in college, nothing, not the swim lessons that I created when I was 18 years old and made a brochure for and brought kids into my backyard and my parents' pool and charged money. Nothing I have done has been clear in my mind when I started. And because we think it has to be, we don't launch. We don't start. The beauty is, part of my attraction factor anyway, is do it messy. So if you like a done is better than perfect type approach, type in the comments, done is better than perfect. right? When you go with the DIBTP, you're actually going to have a much more customer-centered approach because you're letting go of what you think it should be, and you're letting the people whose hands it's going into give you the feedback. And you're not being like, no, this is how it is. You're open to the criticism if that's what it is. You're open to the feedback. And so when I understand that just because I think it's a good idea, I need to prove the concept, and then I need to be open to the conversation, this allows me to completely release perfection, knowing the second it launches does not mean that's how it's going to stay. We already talked about tech fears, okay? If you're stuck on the design of it, girl, same. When I hand something to Diane and then she brings it out, I'm like, Bo Haith and Diane Drummond have done a lot of graphics work for me. I don't know how their brains operate. I really don't. Okay. I will sit in Canva, just like some of you, and be like, I don't get it. And the more that I play with it, I'm like, yeah, it's better than nothing, but they can make it look gorgeous. Sometimes you just hire that stuff out or you partner. The delivery of the item means when someone purchases or when someone requests your freebie or your tracker, how do you get it in their hands? The delivery, like if it's a physical product, your network marketing company would go to their shipping warehouse and ship it out, right? Well, if it's a digital product that you're creating, or even if you're doing samples, which we'll talk about is an option, you're in charge of the delivery. And that is something that if you've only been in MLM, you probably don't deal with delivery unless you're one of those people who front load products and then sell out your stock. Okay, we don't recommend that, but some companies get like bigger discounts and it's their practice to store inventory and ship. You might have some, but then you need systems for doing this. Okay, packaging, not knowing what to include or how to make it feel worthy. You're like, oh, is it worth their $7? All that things, okay? And influence, another reason that people don't do this, either digital product creation and start selling it, or make a lead magnet that can set them apart as that FEO, that front end offer to still sell their MLM. They have the same problem they have probably no matter what they're selling. I don't have an audience. We're going to see how a front end offer like a small digital offer or a lead magnet actually can help you with this area. Okay, so let's keep going. What you guys really need, okay, what you really need is just an idea, a simple, clean format, and a straightforward way to get in front of people. And this is what I'm now going to be teaching for those of you who are interested. Okay. We'll talk about it in VIP Club today, but we're going to have Signature Offer Club. And the Signature Offer Club is going to be for those of you who are already in the VIP Club or come join the VIP Club. I'm including SOC right now, Signature Offer Club. And it will be a separate time where we just do the training, do the conversations, do the Q&A, do the Zoom, and we focus only on people who are creating their own offers, okay? So that we don't take up the time of other people who may not be there yet or want to go there. So we'll talk about how we'll structure that. So let me know in the comments below, do you think that's you? Okay, let's continue. Inside of what my vision for SOC is, okay, I'm going to currently include it in VIP. So there's no extra cost if you're already in VIP. If you're not there yet, go to socialsalesschool.com. Provided, I should clarify this, provided you are one of the people who came in and you get all three clubs. Do you remember when we have the content creation club? We're testing out Action Takers, Amy Rossi, and now we've got Signature Offer. Just a couple of people came into a VIP only, like within the last 24 hours, where they're only wanting to Zoom with me and get my VIP resources. I'm really trying to get you guys into like a comprehensive approach so that you've got SOC, you've got Theme Up, you've got VIP, you've got Action Takers. And so you've got these, you'll see what it's like once you get in there. But the focus of the SOC portion of what we do in VIP is really to help those of you who want to create the front end offer so that you can get an easier yes. If you have a freebie lead magnet, if you have a low ticket digital offer, if you have a little sampler pack or a trial pack, it's much easier to sell. And you'll see that on the next slide. We're going to focus on things that align with what you're already selling if you are already selling something. So you kind of want it to fit in. It just makes sense unless you've decided to go a completely different direction and not sell any more of what you used to be selling. When you create these freebies, lead magnets, $7 low ticket items, they're your own product. You control the cash and you want to keep it simple. And that's what will help you do. What I'm going to focus on people that are in our club that want to do that is simple frameworks to create a simple offer. A framework is like a roadmap. Whenever someone gives you like an exact, maybe like a template, okay? So a template, or a script, sometimes we get so stuck in our mind that that's exactly what it should be. If we think of it more like a roadmap or a framework instead of like, this is the exact perfect answer, then we have room to kind of make it our own. And that's what I want you to think of mentally more than I'm going to tell you exactly how you must do it. Now, for those of you who don't like to think at all, you haven't applied any experience or perspective to anything yet, and you're just like, give me what to copy and paste, you can just copy and paste. But I think over time, we really want to add our own experience and our own perspective and make it our own. So that's where frameworks can open it up a little bit more. It's almost like a Mad Lib, right? Where it's like, fill this in with a noun or fill this in with an adjective. We all know that we've got to have a noun or an adjective in those blanks, but we've got some freedom to make it our own. We're also going to work with live strategy and refinement sessions. Messaging and positioning help. These words may not mean a lot, but clarity around what it is that you're selling, who you're selling it for, the positioning of the offer, those are things you'll learn. And then if you need optional tech and packaging support, we'll talk about that. Just like with Tammy, it's a choice. You want to do it all your own, learn it, do it. If you want us to package it up and you want to hire Diane's services, we'll teach you how to do that. If you want me to package up the tech or help you with strategy beyond what you get in the club, we take you from, I have this little idea, to it's live and making sales. And it's not perfect. I don't care if somebody's like, I could do it better. No, you couldn't. You couldn't do it better than I can do for me, because I can only do for me what I can do for me, right? So if you would do it different, that's because you're not me, right? So let's talk from the beginning. If you missed, we talked about the word front end offer, FEO words, and why these little front end offers can work so well. So whether it's your $7 digital item or a lead magnet, if you're an MLM and you want to stand out, or if you're an MLM and you want to create extra income, comment below. If you're an MLM and you're simply looking to differentiate yourself, okay, you want to create a unique offer around the offer that everyone else sells, meaning you all sell the exact same healthy living pack. You all sell the same makeup products in your company, okay? And from the outside looking in, all of the MLM people that are in health and wellness kind of look the same to the outlooker, right? Well, if you're trying to stand out, this is where this could come in. Differentiate yourself. Your front end offer is the first yes that you get from people. And it's not now come buy the $300 package. It's what can differentiate you. And we'll talk more. It also could allow you to create extra income. I've seen people use these front end offers to sell sampler packs, trial packs, checklists, classes, workshops, and create additional income in a business that they own. If it's like your class, your course, your workshop, okay? And if you're allowed to be selling samples, trials, and you could be creating, and 100% of the income goes to you. Now, if there's a cost on the backside, the cost on the backside comes out. But all of this can help you get an easier yes before you go to sell your whole product package. Now, a simple front-end offer can make all the difference. Is this one you? Now, as I just said a minute ago, if you are selling a low ticket, is the word we use, low ticket digital item, it's easier to get a yes to that. Okay, it's easier for someone to say yes to $7 than it is to 100 plus. Now, if you're in coaching like I am, or course creating, or digital offers, and you do have a $67 software package for social like we do, which by the way now works on TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, X, and Facebook. Crazy. We now have a social tools plan for that. And you're trying to get an easy yes. Maybe don't go straight for the $67 offer. Maybe do some little short, small, low ticket item that they can use for automation or a class or something you teach, right? That could help. If you're selling a $300 class or a $400 class like I do, maybe having a digital item, a download, it could be just like Tammy did where it's a power pack. it could be an easier way to get a yes first, and then people build trust with you, right? So here's why. Let's talk more about that. Whether you're just starting or you have an established MLM, offering something small and valuable is a way to build trust. And it also keeps you from overwhelming your audience with some $300 package. If you guys know my history of being the party girl, I never thought about a party as a front end offer or a lead magnet, but it kind of was. I invested time, I did giveaways, and I had hostesses, and we did this little event. It was my presentation to sell, but in a way, I over delivered and built trust with them before I asked them to buy. And that helped me so much. I convert way more sales that way than just asking someone to buy. So these little front end offers of creating your own digital product and tying it to MLM is possible. All right. A lot of people are just selling them to create extra income, not connected. All right. But for your audience, it lowers the risk for them to say yes. I mean, what's $7? What's $1? What's a $15, to get a 5-day class? That small yes can lead to a more significant relationship where they may trust you to purchase that higher ticket item or join your MLM. All right. And this is not just about MLM, but a lot of you are MLM. Okay. So why it works for you, you get to stand out. Offering a lead magnet or a low-cost product is a unique way to grab attention and differentiate yourself. We've said it a couple times now. So this isn't just for those of you who want to create an item to sell. I want to tie this in to help you understand MLM's a different industry now. We have to stand apart, and there's no harm done in adding some extra income along the way, okay? It also helps you build trust because people engage with your front end offer. So and you'll see examples at the end. So whether it's your checklist, your freebie, your sampler pack, your 3-day class that you did for them, you're building trust and demonstrating the value that you're going to provide. This is why 5-day challenges work so well with coaches. This is why parties work so well in MLM. This is why sampling campaigns and lead magnets can differentiate you and help you get an easier yes to the thing you're really going for. Now, we already know this one, but this is why a lot of people are here. It can also make you money. So it could be that for the first time, you're creating a digital product and you're all of a sudden seeing $140 in 24 hours from a $7 item that you created once, and it sells over and over and over. It was an income that was not there before, just like Tammy's, okay? It is, in addition, extra benefit to the business she already has. It's going to help her vendors get more results, which in turn is going to help her have better vendor events and likely get more vendors. It's a win-win. But it's going to create that extra stream of income. So whether you're a first-time digital product creator, you can start generating income that wasn't there before. Now, there are factors that will come in. We'll talk about it in SOC and the VIP club, come into signature offer, and we'll talk about it. But your unique little digital product that's yours, that's uniquely yours, can help you build an email list, which is something a lot of people are not quite there yet, but we got to get there, and develop a community that's primed for your bigger offers. And I said this in the beginning, you might not have caught it, but you may not have a bigger offer yet. You may only have, for the very first time, a $7 ebook of your favorite smoothie recipes, and you don't sell protein powder and you don't sell anything else except that $7 item. That's okay. Okay. It could just be, this is my $7 item. You could partner that with someone else's offers on the back end. Someone else that does have something you can be an affiliate for. That's pretty smart. Or you could partner it with your own offer as you grow bigger offers. Okay. So simplify your launch, your front end offer. Your digital item that you make, your lead magnet, whatever it is, your front end offer serves as a simple gateway. That means like a path to larger high ticket offers if this is applicable to you. Those larger high ticket offers might be your MLM product or your coaching offers. It avoids the overwhelm or the pressure of a big ask. It's just an easy yes. And if we can just get an easy yes that builds trust with people, why would we not want to do that? Before we talk about this page more, I want you guys to type in the comments below, and I need you to listen to this part. If we don't understand this yet, okay, let me go back a slide so we don't lose it. We're in a trust building phase with people right now, okay? So I want you to put the word trust. And I want to explain so that you understand there are phases and stages we go through in business, and there are phases and stages we go through in different industries. And what goes up must come down. And there's kind of historically, thank you, Jean, historically, these things that repeat. All right. So roll back to 2020, when the world was all closed in and we all got stuck in front of our computer, and now we were only able to build connection, conversation. It actually helped online businesses because it removed some options that people had before. You can't leave your home anymore at that point, right? You can't go visit with your girlfriend and go shopping at Target. So it kind of forced us, and we started seeing this huge growth phase of online business, right? All of a sudden, people were actively looking. We got away from the part where, do you remember in MLM where people are like, it's a pyramid scheme. I don't trust you. You and everybody else has a garage full of products. In 2020, 2021, 2022, that didn't happen anymore. People are like, I am actively searching for a way to make money online. And they knew what they wanted, and they were educated, and we didn't have to overcome as many of the objections they had around is this a legit thing? They were starting to trust the process, or they were out of options, and they started to build trust by stepping out and trying some of these things. Okay. Well, then what happened is we got into a mature market, and we got really watered down. So now everybody's doing online business, or everybody has an opportunity, or instead of just one or two known health and wellness companies, there's a whole slew of them. And now it's kind of like the supply and demand thing in economics. But now it's okay, now they're overwhelmed with options. Maybe you don't have the problem of they don't know if they want to make money. They know they want to make money. Or maybe you don't have the problem of they know if they want to get healthy. They know they want to get healthy. But when there weren't that many options, it honestly was easier to sell if you were one of the options. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. Okay. The place we're at now is that people are searching for ways to make money. People are searching for ways to get healthy. If you're selling in health or wealth, those are two of the big categories. I was just in a class with Michelle Cunningham. She was talking about, and you guys might not have heard this a lot, the three categories we want to fall into are either health, wealth, or relationships. Okay. And so a lot of my audience fall into health and wealth. All right. But if you're selling within that, then what you're finding is, thank you, Kenneth, or thank you, Jean, there's a little bit more competition. You're not the only chick on the side of the road anymore that sells protein shakes. You're not the only girl that has a great offer to help you lose 10 pounds in 2 minutes. We're back in trust building. Because we're back in trust building, it's not as easy anymore to sell straight to the bigger offer, to go right to join my team. You have to take these little micro offers steps with them, and you have to test it out. So if a digital offer comes into your world as a way to build trust to your bigger offers, that's one application. So I want to make that clear. Some people are just I never even thought about it applying it that way. I just want to create something to sell. I don't have anything to connect it to. But I want you guys to understand why this is applicable to those of you trying to create a new business and those of you who are trying to get more results in your current business. So if that is not clear, we'll clarify it more. Now, if you do decide you want to do something like this, come into VIP Club. SOC is called Signature Offer Club. It's part of the clubs now. And you'll learn more about what we're talking about today, the skills, our frameworks that you can use, and you can create your own product. Do whatever you want with it. It's your product. You own it. You're just learning some stuff from me. Okay. When you create your own product, again, now you're sitting here with a product, just like you're sitting at your house with lipstick or whatever it is that you sell. You still have to have a sales system. And that's what we teach, our sales systems, conversation methods online. But if we can help you get an easier yes, because now you have an easier product, if you want to say it that way, to sell through your new digital offer, you can build some trust, or if you decide to use it as a freebie, it's your item, right? You can do that as well. Now, we're talking to two of our students right now outside of Tammy, but if you want to look at preferred partner, we do it with you instead of DIY. DIY, you're going to learn from me, get some support, questions, answers. Preferred partner, we do it with you. You'll bring the content or the concept. I'll let you know if it's something I'm interested in partnering on. We can package it together just like we did with Tammy's. Getting Diane and Tammy together was beautiful, and it just turned out amazing, right? I can help you with the tech, the support, and I can even help you with promotion depending on what your concept, idea, or product is. You'll still own 100% of it. If it's something that fits my audience or that I'm interested in being a part of, we can help you launch it faster, send it out to our email list, get it out in front of our audience as well, just like Tammy did, okay? Now, preferred partner is not a guarantee. Like, you have to apply and have to decide if it makes sense for me and how we can serve you. But everybody can come into SOC, do it yourself. And then if you say, oh, I do need a little bit of help with, the Canva or whatever, you can still hire services under SOC. You don't have to completely do it yourself. I'm just not going to say like, okay, we'll do it, with you in the sense of like, now wait for us, we'll return this to you. It will be more like if you need a Canva graphic pack, we'll talk about that in SOC. So I don't want you to think you're completely without the extra support, but preferred partners where we really like bring you in completely like Tammy did. And some offers might make sense for that. Okay. So we'll talk about what makes sense for you guys. If you want to learn it and do it, just like I've done a lot of things, learn it and do it yourself. That's what I've done. Eventually I get tired. Like, I got to hire some of this out, even under here. And then sometimes I found people that I can partner with that will promote my things, do a lot of the heavy lifting. And that's so great. All right. So if you're ready to take action, here's your options. Again, join the Signature Offer Club. Go to socialsalesschool.com. You will now see on the website, if you guys have not been over there yet, if you go to socialsalesschool.com, it now has, and I'm going to show this to you real quick. It has all of my selling systems that come in VIP with the weekly show, the daily method of success, the goal setting, your connect, attract, and convert, your conversation methods, the content blueprints, and the boot camp. All that stuff is in VIP already. Then we meet weekly, okay? But as I scroll down here, what I've added to that with VIP, that's my systems and everything I teach you guys and meeting with me every week. Diane makes done for you content for your classes, parties, workshops that delivers to you every month. And now we've had signature offer. I'm not charging more for this right now. We'll work with some of our current VIP students. We'll bring some new VIPers in, and we'll work with this together until we make it a standalone offer in the future. So Signature Offer Club is now part of the club. $37 a month unless you're grandfathered in on some of the starting prices. Congratulations to you. And you get 2 months free when you do the yearly offer. And then you lock it in, so in case anything changes in the future. So you guys can come join Social Sales School, whether you are looking for sales systems, signature offer, just getting some done for you content. It's all together. Cool. If you are thinking, maybe I could do what Tammy did, you just have to ask me. Like, you have to bring whatever you're thinking about doing. Or I might reach out to you and say, hey, I see you doing this. Can we partner on this? DM me and I can point you guys in the right direction. So here's some thoughts for you guys as we close. Is this topic of interest to you? This is not something I normally teach on. Final questions. What might a $7 or $27 offer look like in front of your products? That's something for you to think about. What if I did sell a little guide, or even if it's free, like if you guys go the free route, we went free with Tammy for a while to build some trust, to do some research, to get some testimonials, and then we turned it into a paid offer. That's fine. Maybe you're not allowed to sell anything else in your MLM and you want to create your own signature offer, but you need to give it away for free. Whatever the case is, what would it look like if you had something like that in front of your offers or in front of your products? Now, if you have nothing else in your whole world, you sell nothing else, and for the first time you're creating your gardening journal, totally possible. And you might on the back end have nothing else to sell, but you might through that $7 offer go, oh my gosh, I just thought of how to help these people even more based on the experience and the questions they're getting from the item I sold. That's what happened to me. Now, other question is, what do you already know that others would pay to shortcut or simplify? Guys, you know stuff. Stop thinking you don't know stuff. The trick is not do you just know stuff, but how did it help you get a result more easily, more quickly, and a more simple, fast path. So I knew parties in and out, the people that were in the business that I was in. or the company I was with had the same information I had in their back office. There were lots of people during versions of parties. I just figured out a way to massively simplify down to 1 post a day in a live event. So I was not doing the 8 posts a day for 8 days in a row, no matter how simple that was. There is no simplicity behind managing 8 posts a day, comments all day long, and being in the messenger all day long. That actually was much more complex to me, even if it was copy and paste. I wanted a simple, fast track to results, and I wanted it in the easiest path and the most enjoyable for me. If you think about some of your hacks around the system, okay, let's brainstorm for a minute before we hang up. I can't see your faces. Comment if you're here, or comment if you're on replay at this part, okay? Just so I know, there's 6 people watching, only like 3 have commented. So who's here right now? What do you know that others would pay for? I'm going to give you guys some examples, and I want you to think about this, okay? Here's some examples to inspire you. A 5-day skin set tracker, content vault, party post templates, quick start guides. What have you done? And this is a good way to think about what your little digital offer could be. What have you done that when other people do it, let me say this kindly, you're like, why are you doing it that way? Like, it could be baking a cake. It could be, again, like when I see people manually doing tasks that our software can do on automation, I'm like, why in the world would you sit there and manually respond to every comment? Well, maybe they did not know there was a way to do that on automation, or maybe they are reserved about, is that going to look like me? What do you guys look around the world and go, Lord have mercy, when you walk by somebody's house and they're gardening and they don't have some killer gardening tool that you found out about? And you look at them and you're like, dang, I am so glad I learned about A, B, and C. When you know stuff that people don't know, okay, Michelle Trim, what do you know that people don't know? I'll tell you what you know. I could teach her all day long because she's my friend and I know what she knows that I don't know. What area of expertise, what area of interest, what have you guys seen or done or been? Because a lot of times you're making an offer around something that is unique to you, or that you've experienced, or that you actually do. Give me a shortcut. Give me a hack. Give me a system that you've created, whether you've realized it or not, that has helped you get a result that other people have not gotten. What is it? If it's your skincare routine, you guys, this is so ridiculously dumb, but this stuff would sell in a heartbeat. Did you know when people buy products, they're overwhelmed with a 5-piece skincare set? They're overwhelmed with a package of 6 health and wellness products. They literally like get a heart attack whenever they open the package, and there's no clarity on what to do. There's no step-by-step system. There's no stickers to put on the bottles. Who was with me? Michelle, you might be one. When I sold RE9 skincare, back in the day, I sold this 6-piece skincare line. And about 70 to 80% of my business came from this one skincare line in Home Party Days. When people got it, I kept answering the same question over and over and over. They're like, which order do I use it in? Is this one for AM or PM? How many pumps do I use of this? What happens if this? So I bought stickers from a company, and they were numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And they were gold, and they were the exact size of the lid. Okay. And on the 5, it had a sun, and another 5 had a moon. And I couldn't put those stickers on them for them because the company didn't deliver them all stickered. But I would say, hey, when you get that, put this on the wash, put this on the toner, put this on the serum, put number 4 on the eye cream, number 5, sun on the day cream. And that changed my skincare routine. I did not spend endless amounts of time thinking. I have a son with ADHD and autism. I learned in my ABA class that I should have a checklist for him of like the steps to take a shower. My dude knows how to take a shower, but to relieve the mental energy of him to have to think to go through those processes, don't take these things for granted. Literally, you guys, what in your experience have you learned that has saved you literal time, made you literal more money, or taken away mental energy or mental stress, or brought some peace to your life? Package it. type to me something before we hang up. What in the world could it be for you guys? Use ChatGPT, start thinking, okay? So what comes after this, if you guys want to talk more about this, come into VIP. We meet every Tuesday, 12:15 Central if you can join us live. We dive into all things, traffic, leads, customers, retention, referrals, and now I'm going to be talking about offer creation with those who want to do that inside of VIP. Plus, it's an off social media private community. It already has built-in on-the-go resources. That means there's training built in for classes and courses that are only in VIP. And this helps you build and grow your business. So it's not about MLM. It's about entrepreneurship. Okay. It's not about digital products. It's about entrepreneurship. I don't care what you sell. I literally don't. Are you using social media in any capacity? And do you want to sell more and simplify the journey? Go to socialsaleschool.com today and join me and all the other people that are in there. And if you guys enjoyed this training today, type one thing you liked. I literally come up with trainings usually the day of based on what we've been talking about all week. I would like to think that I'm a planner, but that would take away from the ability to like teach based on what you guys want to know right now. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you next Tuesday at 11 Central. If you're inside a VIP club, I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.